Be very, 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 very careful who you have a baby with. Be very careful who you...
If a man will leave his first kid and abandon his first baby mama.
Be careful who you have a baby by. Story time on when a chick was giving me all her child support check. So, like they say now, you'll know when a bitch really like you, she'll give you some money.
Don't have children. If you don't have kids, don't.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Look at you.
Do something with it.
It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me always. Money coming in all day. Money coming in all pay. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me.
Be very, 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 very careful who you have a baby with. Be very careful who you let convince you and manipulate you and tell you that they love you more than anything. When I am telling you it is one of the most important decisions you will ever make in your life. This is the first time in 10 months I have let her cry. And when I tell you it is unbearable, no matter which way you go about it, it is unbearable. You feel violently guilty no matter what you do. No matter what, I used to be such a happy person. I have been so reluctant to record this video because I don't want her to grow up and see it and get things twisted, because she is, without a doubt, the best thing in my life and always will be. But I used to be a completely different person. I physically cannot tell you enough how careful you should be and how important it is. You will never, don't let people tell you marriage and all that bollocks is more important. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. I am telling you, nothing will determine your happiness. Nothing will impact your life as severely as who you decide to have a child with. It is fucking off the scale. And when I say I used to be happy, when this vicious little parasite first laid his eyes on me, he resented all of the things about me that I loved about myself and about my character. He fucking hated, and he couldn't wait to draw every one of them out of me, one by one. He hated how confident he was. He hated how outgoing I was. He hated how people responded to me so well. He hated my independence. He hated, how can you meet someone's daughter? How can you meet a stranger, someone's daughter who is just trying to live their life, and hate all of their good qualities and want to pull them out of them and take them from them one by one? Who is wired like that? I will never understand it. Never, ever, ever. I should have known when he so easily walked away from his 2 children that he already had to be with me, and of course twisted that completely and made it out as though, you know, the person that he had them with had made it that way, and he didn't want it that way. He wanted to still just be able to completely do her over and move on in an instant and still see his children that she had birthed from her body after being abused by him for so many years. How awful of her to not just say, here you go, you can still have them whilst getting on with your life, after completely wrecking mine for well over a decade, because that's what he did to her. And I don't know what, I consider myself quite a bright person. Like, I've never thought, what the fuck, as much as I do.
All lies will be exposed in 2025, 2026. In words of Cat William, all lies will be exposed. Imagine, and even if this actually did happen, it seems like it did happen. The way he's telling the story, it sounds like a real story, okay? Imagine you as a man, not embarrassed, ou pas embarrassé, pour Chitala to sit here and tell this story as if it was something cute. You were taking her child support checks. I mean, you weren't taking it, she was willingly giving it to you. And just like this man says, when they're not that cute, you make them pay. But then if a woman says this, they make it seem like, oh, well, how could you even say that? Oh, well, that's not how it works, right? But they believe that when you're not as cute, you make them pay for you being with them, for you being in their presence, for them being in your presence. Imagine this man sitting here talking like this about this woman.
Be careful who you have a baby by. Story time on when a chick was giving me all her child support check. So, like they say now, you'll know when a bitch really like you, she'll give you some money. And I had a bit like that. Now the bitch she wasn't the best looking now. She wasn't the best looking, but hey,
You know what?
that bitch was paying. She was paying. Like they say, she was kind of misshaped, you know what I'm saying? Little
Not misshaped.
SpongeBob, Miss Puff type shape.
Not SpongeBob,
But
bro.
what they say, bitch gotta pay what they weigh. Gotta pay what they weigh. So the bitch was getting like these little child support checks and shit. Like bitch was like I told the bitch that I was gonna flip the money. Really, I wasn't gonna flip that shit. I was finna blow that shit. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the hell. Like around that time, I ain't gonna lie, I used to be going to a script club a lot. And that little check, I used to have me a good time up in there. And like one time, the check was late. This bitch she was more mad than me. She like, yeah, this child support check need to hurry up. I don't know what's going on. I should call and raise it and all this here. And just to get to me. This particular time, my birthday was coming up. She was like, you know what? I'm gonna get you some new shoes. I'm gonna get you a bottle, all this here. And you know what I'm saying? And we gonna get the rest of the money, because I think he was behind like 2 months. So that next check, it supposed to be like a bigger check. Bitch finna give me the whole thing. I mean, cashing out. And like I say, around this time, I ain't proud. I was kind of, you know what I'm saying? I was that no life, that homeless me. And you know, around that time, shit, homeless me. Bitch, I had nothing but energy. Nothing but energy. I ain't had no job or nothing. This bitch was supporting everything that I did. All I had to do was keep dropping dick. I mean, and I was dropping that shit. And I ain't even have to ask. She just gave me her card.
About y'all.
Bitch pay her bills, and I get the rest of it. I was living the life.
Crazy.
But the bitch used to be trying to control me at the same time with it. So I was like, I couldn't deal with this situation no more. But like I say, that check was late. This bitch was more mad than me. And all she up finna do is give me the check. Fellas, watch out now, because you might get, you be out here creeping with these ugly ones or these bad body ones, and you don't want to be with them, and you paying that child support, and that check going to another dude, and he living his life. I mean, living his life, going out of town, all that though. Be careful.
Imagine her taking the child support that belonged to her children, where she should be taking care of her children, instead giving it to another man who is only bringing peen to the table. That's all he's bringing. He literally says that's all he's bringing. And he's going to the strip club with that money that you're getting from the father of these children. That is the reason. You know what? I don't always agree with, men not wanting to pay child support, because once you help create the child, you should be able to take care of this child. But in ways like this, I do not agree with it at all. I do not agree with it. That is crazy. And the fact that this young lady was getting upset because a check was late, only for her to turn around and give it to her new man who is literally bringing nothing to the table. I am so confused to what people are still doing this. People are still giving men money. In this day and age, we're still giving men money. That is crazy. And it's giving very much pick me. And just like he said, she was shaped like SpongeBob. Now, we don't know who this girl is. Maybe she was shaped like SpongeBob, or maybe he's just exaggerating. But either way, you should not be doing something like this to someone. And he's talking about, back in the days, that's how it was back in the days. It's giving very much you're still like this, sir. Because you're too excited to tell the story. It's giving very much you're still looking for a place to stay. That's the reason you're in your car. I'm not sure. Because a lot of people do TikTok in their cars and they actually have a place to stay. But I don't know what's going on. I have washed my head of this whole situation. Because what do you mean, sir? And the fact that he's defending the father, the one who was giving the check, talk about be careful who you have children with. Yes, I understand. I agree with that 100%. Be careful who you have children with. Because this lady who was giving him her check, her child support check that belongs to her children, that she should be taking care of her children with, is dumber than dumber. She's like, I'm sorry, I don't even know what to say. But all lies will be exposed in 2025, 2026. This is crazy. And I hope this man is not going and finding somebody else so he can suck the money or suck the life out of them, because that's exactly what he's doing. This was so crazy to listen to. Let's get to the next story.
Don't have children. If you don't have kids, don't. I had kids by a person that wanted children just as much as I did. Sold me a story, everything. This was both of our first kids now. First time parents. Poured into a person, was there for them when they had nothing. Watched them chase their career, all of that was there. The moment anything had to go for me, anything I want to do, nursing school, oh, no, that takes too long, oh, it was a problem. I put myself on hold. What I needed to do, on hold. On hold now. In the moment a person get on their feet with their kids that they don't see or even spend time with, tell the mother of their kids that they're gonna shit on them, when I wake up day and night being a mother to your kids, I just had a baby. I have a 6-month-old, 5-month going on 6-month-old, still going through postpartum, because that takes years for it to go. The moment you go do better for yourself, you tell me that you're gonna shit on me. Not only are you trying to make me feel it, but you're doing it to your kids. I have nothing to do with this and your emotions. How dare you, of a person, of a father, and of a man, because you're not that. You're not that. When it comes to another person, you're all there. Everything is there. It's all there. And now I'm having to deal with the repercussions of things. I haven't seen my kids because my sister was willing and sweet enough to come and get my kids because my car isn't even acting right. And the moment I come to you and ask you for help, and not even a lot of help, literally small, you block me? Like, what have I possibly done for you to want to see me struggle with your 2 kids? How evil of a person. Well, you know I have so much going on. And all people want to tell you is, oh, I told you so. I don't want to hear that shit. I know that I should have never took him back. I know that. But sometimes love would do that. And I asked God to remove him this time, and he did. The problem is, he wants me to suffer. Suffering is also going to suffer with his kids. But I rebuke that. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus, and I rebuke that in the spirit and the blood of Christ. That whatever is trying to come against me and my kids, it will not prosper. It will not happen. God has had me in a long time, in a long season, when I was pregnant by myself, whole pregnancy, with no help. He had me and my daughter, and he's gonna have me now. So whatever any demon, anybody, any spirit is trying to throw at us, in the name of Jesus, it will not prevail. Get married, learn a person before you have children by them. Because if you don't, and y'all are unequally yoked, that person is going to try to make you feel it. They are. Pain, hurt, anything that they went through, they're going to make you feel that.
If y'all don't take no advice from me, take this advice and be careful who you have kids with. Pay attention to the warning signs that I ignored. The number one warning sign that you need to pay attention to, if a nigga daddy not in his life, baby, run. Next, if he just want to sell weed and he don't want to get a real job and he's not even the plug and he's smoking weed, baby, run. If he rather go hang out with his male friends than you, bitch, run. Loyalty too, like if he more loyal to his homeboys than he is to his bitch, run. I forgot one last very important detail. If that nigga ain't got insurance, health insurance, bitch, run. That nigga don't give a fuck. And lastly, just don't be that dumb bitch that's trying to hold a nigga down and wait for him to get his shit together. If he wanted to have his shit together, it will be together. If he just comfortable and just waiting on some shit to fall out the sky, bitch, run. Run for your life. Run for the fucking hills, bitch.
Nah, I woke up on that type of timing because I'm really tired. Let me tell you why I'm really tired, right? I don't usually vent, but I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start venting. Like, I'm gonna start seeing everybody else doing it. I mean, what could it hurt if I do it? Like, I ain't nobody. Anyway, like, I just need to say I got 4 kids, 4 baby daddies, right? 4 kids, 4 baby daddies, and I'm 31 years old. I am over this shit, okay? I acknowledge my kids, and I'm happy that I got them. Like, they made me who I am today. But I got 4 kids, 4 baby daddies. My oldest son, he is 14. He's 14 years old. He is 14, and his dad got 15 years in jail, okay? Let me tell you something. My first son was the worstest mistake of a father I could have ever chose. He was on drugs. I didn't know. I was 15, lying about my age. He's 18, 19, already in the streets. You feel me? My second kid, dad, that's real personal. If you know, you know. We're not even gonna talk about that. My third kid, he fucked up my son. I let him go one time, came back, never again. You feel me? Even shit like that, you can't even trust your kids to go with their dads. Like, I'm serious. Like, this is crazy. A bitch beat the shit out of my son. You understand me? So now I can't send my son back. He let a stepmother beat the crap out of my son with belt buckles and all this, like, miles away. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm in New York, he down south. My fourth kid, my daughter, my 5-year-old, he don't even, my 5-year-old daughter, he don't even acknowledge her, like, period. Like, just, when I left him, he left my baby too. So, my thing is to say, like, if you're in your 20s, don't be just rushing out here to have no kid. These niggas be happy because you lit, and then they want to put a baby in you, but it's really not for what you think it is. It's really to stop you and slow you down. Definitely if you see, like, after years you're not getting help, you don't have no support, you can't keep a job, you gotta be an at-home mom, and you're not even making enough money to be an at-home mom, you just at home. It's just be a lot. It'd be a lot to deal with. Like, seriously, like, I'm 31. I don't regret none of my kids. I do regret the people I had them by, but kind of don't, because it opened my eyes to a lot of stuff that I feel like I should have already been paying attention to. And if you 20 years old, dating, I mean, of course you got a baby. Of course you got a baby. Just make sure that person has a good family foundation and they normal. You know what I'm saying? Because stuff I didn't look at when I was growing up, because I already came from a dysfunctional family. So I was already looking for a quick way out. And once I met a nigga that I felt like loved me, come on, like I'm 15, 16, 17 years old. No fucking nigga love me. And they almost that same age. But I think that's where most of me having my babies from, because I thought I was grown and my family was mad dysfunctional. And so I want to fall in love, line about my age. Having my babies kept happening. And then after the first kid, I'm not going to lie, I always wanted a family. So, like, my plan was to have all my kids by one man. But like I said, he was on drugs. And he knew he was on drugs. And he still decided to let me have a baby by him at 15, 16 years old. Even that's my fault, because I lied about my age. You know what I'm saying? And I should never did that. That was karma. But my kids are blessed. They are beautiful. But the only thing I want to say is don't rush to have babies. And make sure you just look at how the man is with his family. Make sure you find out family secrets, because people be holding family secrets too, y'all, for men. And you don't want to date the wrong man. I'm telling you, that shit happened to me. One of my kids' father. You don't want to date the wrong man that got a bad family secret. Like, they touched somebody when they... Just do your research on the man, you know, because you never know. And yeah, that's basically it. That's why I woke up tight, because I wake up every day, y'all. I don't get to spend no holiday. I enjoy spending holidays with my babies, but I never really got to do nothing for myself or go out or anything, especially since my mom died past February 2nd to make 2 years. And she was the only person I trusted, because I went through a lot. And now that she's not here, it's like, stuck. I don't know. And even my kids changed when she left, so I don't know, just going through the motions. And I don't go nowhere. I'm scared to leave them anybody. So I just do everything in the house or take them with me when I go out. I don't go out. I just want to get up, you know, and start doing the stuff that I used to love doing, music, going to the studio. But I feel like my babies come first, and I want to make sure they're safe before I do anything. And just be careful when you have kids, Bar, because you don't ever have to go through all of that. You should feel safe enough to leave your kids with anybody in your family. Seriously, it's a village, you know. But don't just say you have a baby by a man because you love him. That shit could stop you in your life, because that man could leave and not care. And because you're a mother and a good mother, you're going to sit there and take care of that baby. Period.
Y'all, I'm about to give y'all a story time. Let me tell y'all what this man is doing to my kids, our kids, his own kids. Ain't got the nerve. I ain't gonna be too messy, but let me tell you. So I went over there today, took my kids over there to see them, their dad, their biological father, right? This man, first off, on the way there, he called me and be like, it was like he can't keep them. Okay, they wasn't gonna stay with you anyways. They had practice today. They not missing practice for your ass. For me, yeah. For you, dead. So y'all, when we get there, my kids want to be around their dad. Like they kids. They be wanting to go be with their dad. They be wanting to call their dad. But I stopped them because he don't put the same effort that they want into them, if you understand what I mean. As in, he don't want to deal with his kids. And that's just and that's just the plain truth. And he gonna see this video and be mad, and I don't give a fuck. Be mad, bitch. You know what I'm saying? But you're not gonna keep doing my kids like that. You're not gonna keep neglecting my kids. But child, tell me why this man tried to argue with me. He was arguing with his motherfucking self. Because I told my kids the truth. I told my kids, if somebody want to deal with you, they would deal with you. But if you see they don't want to deal with you, you see they don't want to keep you, stop asking. He got mad because I told my kids that you're weird. He's weird.
Be very, 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 very careful who you have a baby with. Be very...
Some people will see her video and be like, "Oh my gosh, that's so cringe." Or why would you do that in front of your kid? That right there is the problem. I love the rawness of the video, the emotions that she puts out, because that's exactly what motherhood feels like, and that's exactly what women need to see. If you're not ready for that, don't become a mom. It is excruciating painful. And if you think, "Oh, I have a good man, he's gonna be here with me forever," no. Assume that you will do it alone. Even if you have the most perfect man in the world, assume you will do it alone. Children change the dynamic of the relationship. Period. And men want children like children want a puppy. They'll say, "Oh, we'll take care of it, mommy, we promise." And then they don't. That's how men are when they have children. More women should post these kind of videos about their experience as a mom to let other women know how hard it is. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying you need to be prepared mentally for these kind of mental breakdowns.
That's true.
I've had so many of those. I've come home and I've yelled at my kids for not cleaning up, and they're kids, because I'm doing it all by myself, and I'm putting the burden on my children to help me clean, to help me maintain the household. And I know I shouldn't depend on them, but I have no choice. And to put such an expectation on them is unfair. I don't know how many times I have broken down and cried on my drive home. How many times I sat in my car waiting to come down from the hard day of work that I had, knowing that I have to deal with what's at home, whatever I walk in through that door and I see. And sometimes it's a chaotic mess. Sometimes the kids get home and drop their backpack on the floor and they don't pick it up. Sometimes there's laundry everywhere that hasn't been done.
That's true. Mothers. Facts. Mm-hmm.
I just feel like the more that you settle, you're never going to be happy, especially when it comes with these men. Like, there's no reason why y'all are laying down with these men and having their children, knowing damn well he was not a qualified or suitable candidate to be a father. Y'all know that these men don't exhibit any fatherly qualities. He can't even be a father to a dog. And you allowed him to be a father to your child? It just doesn't make sense. And by the time the baby even come out, y'all not even together. Ain't been no wedding, marriage proposal, nothing. Just babies, babies, babies. Coochie, coochie, coochie. Like, discernment. Discernment, please. I need more of it. I need y'all to protect your womb, honey. Protect it. Hold on to it. Because I keep seeing just more baby showers. No baby daddies present. Y'all be broken up by the time the baby turned 1. It's just like, what is it? What's going on? Why are y'all settling with these men? Why are y'all laying down with them? Why are y'all having their kids? Knowing damn well that ain't gonna be your husband, right? And some of y'all be staying with these niggas and having their babies and kids to prove a point, and y'all be stuck with the baby and the point. And still don't get the nigga. Like, I'm confused. I'm not happy with y'all right now because as somebody that does not have children by choice, it's because I have discernment, okay? I'm not just having kids with any old man. You know what I mean? I would never put myself in a position like that. And I want better for y'all as a YB while you still have a lot of life left. A lot of years ahead of you. Focus on yourself. Do not settle. I'm telling you, please, please be comfortable with waiting for what you want. God is making you wait for a reason. Okay, and even though we don't know what that reason is, sometimes it can be very frustrating. We can get very anxious. We can get lonely. You know, whatever it is, just be comfortable knowing that God is working out everything for you. He's doing so much for you behind the scenes. Having that nigga baby right now is not a part of the plot. Okay, please do not stray and steer away from the plot. The plot remains the same. Okay, what are the 4 rules of the game? Number 1, always put yourself and your money before a nigga. Number 2, never let that nigga move in with you. I don't care what his sad story is. I don't care if he's homeless. Never. Number 3, never put anything of that man's in your name. Not no car, not no crib, not no dog, nothing. And number 4, the most important rule, do not have these niggas kids. Have a good day.
Be very, 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 very careful who you have a baby with. Be very careful who you...
If a man will leave his first kid and abandon his first baby mama, then he will most likely abandon his second, third, and fourth kid. Let me repeat. If a man can abandon his first kid, have no interaction with his first kid, then he will most likely do that with the rest of the kids he has. That lady was right. Be careful who you have kids with. It's one of the most important decisions you will ever make in your life. And if you're doing it with somebody who's already shown that they will abandon their first kid, then most likely, if you have a kid with him, be prepared to be raising that kid by yourself.
Okay, I just want to spread a little awareness about this lady's story that I went across up on Facebook. I believe her name China. But before I get into more detail, I just want to say this is a prime example why people need to watch who they had kids by. And don't be just leaving your kids, like, you know, with different people and always saying, oh, well, since I have a son, you let your son do more than your daughter, because it don't work like that. Kids is kids. So a day or 2 ago, she had made a post on Facebook like her son been missing for like 2 days or whatever the case may be, and she just reaching out because she want, you know, Facebook to help find him. So once she had made that post, she was like, you know, posting pictures. I won't post no pictures of her son because I like to give people their privacy, you know. If you see it, you see it on Facebook. If you don't, you don't. But I'm here to tell you now. But she was making like more than one status, you know, like just please help me find my son. Y'all know how the internet is. Motherfuckers get to comment on people posts talking about her son could have just ran away. And you know, that's the first thing that the police will say when you try to report your child or somebody missing. Like, oh, give it 24 hours and stuff like that. But you can't give a shit 24 hours because in 24 hours, anything can happen. So now I get up on Facebook this morning and she made like a post like, help. I was just, you know, baffled. I'm like, oh my God. So once I see that, I go right on her page. Y'all wouldn't fucking believe what the fuck going on. This is the post that she posted today. And then coming to find out, let me show y'all the second post. Her sister posted on her page and said this. And then everybody just went ghost. I don't know what's getting into these men. They killing these kids. They killing these women. But this shit is really getting sad. But if I get some more information, I'm going to definitely come back and update y'all.
Now, this is so true, and there's a lot of valid points in this video. Now, I know a lot of women are talking about, you know, be careful who you have children with, be careful who you have children with. But a lot of the time, these people didn't just wake up and become the way that they are. They have always been like this, and the red flags have always been there, right? Excuse me. But a lot of people like to fluff everything up and make it seem as though their pum pum is better than the next person. And just like the young lady in the car with the baby crying in the back, she mentioned how she already saw that this man wasn't shit, right? He wasn't taking care of his children, the way that he was describing his ex-wife and all that stuff, making her seem as if she's crazy, right? Basically, because they always say, oh, my ex was crazy, that's the reason why we're not together, and or we're divorced, and this and that. My thing is, if you hear the man, he's clearly telling you what it was like and how he is treating his now children that he already have. What makes you think he's going to treat you any better or your children any better? And I have to say that, you know, I cannot always agree with the women that say, hey, you know, be careful who you have children with, and everybody seemed and sounds so bitter. Not necessarily because they're bitter, but because they're going through a lot. But also at the same time, two things can be true at once, where we all knew who we were having children with. You saw the sign that this man was not shit, and you still went and had children with this man, and or you allow him to trap you, because a lot of time that's what men do. They trap you with a child because, one, they see that your life is a bliss. You know, you get up and go wherever you want, you go on vacation with your girlfriends, you go out to eat whenever you want, you sleep whenever you want, you wake up whenever you want, and they're probably struggling at work, and or, you know, going through it. Life is basically throwing them from left to right, and now they see you as someone that it needs to siphon their energy. And that's exactly what they do, is they siphon your energy. That's the reason why a lot of time in a relationship, you see the women will gain weight and the man will, you know, look better. He'll have all these muscles and all this, but then they always tell you, oh, the woman is happy, she have happy weight. Well, it's because he's siphoning your energy. And when a man impregnate you and then turn around and leave, even when they plan to have this child, because a lot of times they tell you they're ready to have kids, right? And you have to use your discernment and also all the red flags that you pretend to put a blindfold on that you don't see. Look at those, because at the end of the day, it's always going to be there. It's always in the quiet. It's the quiet noise. It's the quiet words that are not said out loud that you have to pay attention to. And the red flags will always be there. It'll always be subtle red flags that you can point out and say, you know what, this man is giving very much, I'm not ready to be a dad. This man is giving very much, I cannot take the responsibility. Because in my opinion, if, for example, I'm with you, you cannot help me. Therefore, when we're together and we have a child, it will be even worse. You won't be able to help me or your child. Just like one of the videos said, that if the man couldn't even be a father to a dog, what makes you think he will be a good father to a child? And not to compare children with dogs, but a lot of times you can see how they take care of a puppy, right? So for example, I was dating this guy. That was a while back. We were together for like 5 years, and I tell you, this man worshiped the ground that I walk on. Well, all the men that I date do, but anyway. We had a puppy, right? A puppy was given to us, and when I tell you this puppy was like our child, this man took care of this puppy as if it was a child. And I think That would have been if I decided to have children before, right? I don't have any yet, but if I decided to have children before, he would have been the ex that I would have had a child with. Even after we broke up, if, for example, I decided, you know what, ain't no good men out there, I don't see any men that I can trust with my child, I would go back to him. Because till this day, this man still wants me. After a whole year of us breaking up, this man still was paying my phone bills, was sending me flowers a whole year. There's another one that also did that too. He was older, but anyways, like, he was so good of a boyfriend where, like, he took care of me. This man worshipped the ground that I walk on. And also the way he was so good with the dog, I knew this man would have been a great father to our children if we had kids. But also it had a lot to do with how he grew up. Both his parents were in his life, and he saw how his father, who was his basically stepfather because he was a child when his father ended up marrying his mom, he saw how his father raised him and the value that they instill in him and all that stuff, which in return make him a better man. So yes, it does make a difference when the man has a father in his life, because he will see the example if it's a good father, right? Because a lot of time people are just there, like you could have a father and he's good for nothing, right? But if they have a father in their life that teach them those morals and values in life, and how to treat a woman and how to treat their family, because at the end of the day, those are your seed, that's your legacy, right? People like to say, oh, that's my legacy. A child is your legacy. How can a child be your legacy when you have nothing to leave for that child, right? But my thing is, when you have children and you take care of these children, then your life will be better. Because at the end of the day, not necessarily your life will be better, but a lot of people always wait until when they're in nursing homes and going to the hospital or about to die. That's when they decide they want to be a good person to their kids, to their ex-wives, to whoever that's in their life. But my thing is, why is it now you want to be a good father? Why is it now you want to be a good husband? Why is it now? Is it because you feel guilt that maybe you're about to die, and or you are injured and you need someone to take care of you? Because a lot of the time that's really what it is. Because in my opinion, a man, the whole vow for better or for worse, for health for sickness and health, is only for your health, my sickness, right? Because I was watching this video with this man. He basically ended up divorcing his wife because there's a bunch of different Reddit stories I was reading, and he basically left her because she was sick, and he basically told her that I cannot be around you because you're sick, because you're bringing my energy down. Imagine you're fighting for your life, and the men that you have children with basically tell you that he had to leave you for someone who is not sick because you're sick, because you're bringing negative energy into the house. Imagine. And the lady was like, terminal sickness. I was just like, oh my god, terminal illness. And this man said that, and he didn't even have the decency to say to her face. He sent a letter. That is the reason why I say, you know what, you really have to be careful, because you never know someone truly, and really truly you never know someone. And I cannot tell you whether or not this was the first time like they ever had an argument and he decided to leave because she was sick. But what I can tell you is that it didn't just happen. He didn't just wake up and say, oh, I cannot take care of you anymore because you're sick, I'm gonna leave. This man had been planning his exit for a long time, right? So it is very true that you should be careful who you procreate with. That is the reason why I don't have children right now. One, because I know children are just too much work. I cannot imagine me, the way I like to enjoy my sleep, the way I like to enjoy my day. I like to just pick up and go anywhere. I like to, decide if I want to dibble and dabble in, the devil's lettuce. But my thing is, I don't want a child to be, I don't want to have a child and then with the person that I create this child with don't even want to help me with this child. On top of that, resent me because I had a child with you. Can you imagine? It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. And I do hope that, these ladies find their ways and find help, because at the end of the day, the village is not villaging. There's no village, okay? So we can get that out of the whole story, because there's absolutely no village. But it is very important to vent, to see the people, to look at the people, to really see the red flags of the people that you are jumping into a relationship with and or having children. Now, relationship, you can quickly get out of that, and through the back door. But when you have children with that person, you're stuck. Whether you're a woman or a man, you're stuck with that person. And I know a lot of people like to say, oh, you know, you don't have to stay around them. You don't have to. You're stuck with that person because those children that you create together are going to go through graduation. They're going to go through, you know, their first dance. They're going to go through prom. They're going to go through wedding. They're going to go through house parties, and they're going to want both their parents there. So therefore, yes, you are kind of stuck with that person, because although you're not on good terms, if you're not on good terms with the father of your children, you still have to acknowledge them when you're in the room, because for the sake of everybody else, right? Because you don't want to go into events and everybody's all tense, then now they don't want to invite both of y'all to the events because y'all don't know how to act as adults. We all knew how to do the horizontal mumble, but we also don't know but when it comes to, you know, being adults afterwards, we don't know how to do that. I had a friend who was dating a cousin of mine. Crazy. For 16 years. And as soon as she had her first child, the relationship started acting it was a little shaky. As soon as 16 years, they were like in love. High school sweetheart, middle school, high school. And then the second child, relationship was over within 3 years. They had 2 kids within 3 years, and the relationship was over after 16 years of them being so in love. I mean, you couldn't see one without the other. They always smushing, just like Kourtney Kardashian and her husband Travis Barker. They were all over each other like this until the baby. Like I said, we're going to touch up some stuff on this book. So in this book is called Spell of Abundance, Love, Wealth, and Protection. So in this book, on the first page, actually, I have a glamour affirmation that you will basically say, you stand in front of the mirror and you stare at yourself and you admire yourself, and you will say to yourself how beautiful you are. You'll basically seal this your beauty, like your glam, after you've done your makeup, or even stand in front of the mirror naked with nothing on, so you can really reaffirm yourself of your beauty, of your confidence, and all that. This book is mainly for like self-confidence and self-elevation, you know, calling the goddess in you, calling the divinity in you, you know, calling the beauty in you. And also work with the moon, because the moon represents the woman, the mother, womb, water, all of this. So yeah, I have all the steps in here of all the spells that you need to do. It even has one to get rid of unwanted guests. It's pretty funny. To get rid of unwanted guests. And this book right here, right? So I'm gonna run down real quick of all the materials that you're going to need. You will need a brand new broom. It has to be brand new. And you'll need a piece of parchment paper, a black pen, a black trash bag, because we're going to get rid of this sucker, right? And of course your intentions. And also I have spells on here that you can say. I have daily affirmations. And also I have spells on here that you can do every single day to work with the energy of the planets of the day, and also the archangels that work with the day. So anyways, there's so many spells. There's a 7-day manifestation spell with archangels. And let's see. A 30-day money spell with bay leaves and the Fihu sign, which is a money sign. It's like an F with the extra part. Anyways, the symbol's there, and I even show you like what you need to do, what the sigil look like, all that. And the keys to enhance your spell. So there are different things on here on how to enhance your spell and basically grow your finance, grow your love, self-love, self-admiration, chance to say to yourself to give you that extra energy to go about your day. And also tips to enhance your spell. Oh, I already said this. And morning coffee abundance prosperity spell. You guys remember I just shared a video about morning coffee and how important it is when it comes to hoodoo, and how you can basically use your first cup of coffee in the morning to manifest a better life or a better day, or to bring forth money to you. So don't let, you know, you're already doing these things anyway, so you might as well just incorporate something a little bit extra to basically boost your thing. And here's to influence your boss spell. So this one, I'm sure people who are actually working are going to love this. It's to influence your boss and attract favors towards you at work. Because look, in this economy, we're all working and we need some boost at work, and we also sometimes need to be tied to our job, so therefore you don't get fired. You know what I mean? So there's some stuff that you could do to basically tie yourself to your job, and or tie the job to you. And once you're done and you're all tired of that job, you can get rid of it. It's not something that's completely permanent, but use magic, guys. It's here for you to use. You have the herbs in your
closet, you have the herbs in your pantry, you have the candles that you could just simply buy some candles super cheap. Use magic to elevate your life. Use magic to make yourself better. Let me tell you, Jesus was out here using magic, okay? Walking on water and stuff and turning water into wine. Sounds like magic to me. But anyways, guys, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.